rejected. So, and you could hand those to Governor Cayetano and ask him, is this the truth? Is this what you actually were looking at in 2003? And what's different about it today?
He may say, not knowing when, one of his things he may say is, hey, you know, that was up to the city to study then. I was just the governor doing a, you know, formal signature at that time. I didn't read every page.
Then he should have read the page before he started suggesting putting things on King and Veritana Street. Excuse me. Yeah, King and Veritana Street.
Mayor,
And how long has he had to prepare a traffic solution plan? I mean, when did he file his papers to become mayor? And why are we getting it now rather than at the beginning? I mean, I don't understand that either.
can you give us your personal assessment of BRT? If there was no such thing as rail technology at all, what would your thoughts be about BRT?
You know, there are places where BRT would work, and there are places that use BRT. Honolulu is not one of those places.
Why?
Everything that was said already by the EIS and every expert who's involved, if you want to do that, you're going to have to read all of the documents about why we need rail and what all the real experts have to say about it.
Well, the EIS, I mean, they did pass it once. In the 2003, they passed it. They just specifically said those few alignments in town were tricky, but BRT as a whole was passed back then.
Okay, now you're going into the whole argument of why it needs to be elevated and everything else. There's tons of information out there that you can look at without me giving you a summary, which is going to be inadequate to explain all the multitude of reasons why. If you look at this from a perspective of this city and what we need and what we're going to get from the federal government to help finance it, you need to have an elevated rail system, plain and simple. We need a bridge from Kapolei all the way down to the areas that are close to the convention center. Take a look, but there is a wealth of information about that, all of which will lead an expert to the inevitable conclusion that it needs to be elevated, which includes costs and traffic congestion and everything else.
Sorry, technical. Do you want that back up for consistency, or does it matter? Okay.
Your sign fell down.
Okay.
Other than the, oh, go ahead.
Okay.
No, please.
Okay, I was just going to say, other than the rail, what other plans do you have to make traffic better for people on other sides of the island?
Take a look at what the article that I wrote in Sunday's paper.
I don't want to. This is Hawaii Reporter.
Tell us.
This is on
If you
camera.
want me to read it to you and you need me to do
Sure,
that for you,
sure.
I'll do that for you at some point other than now.
Well,
I
you're
guess for all of
challenging.
our purposes,
Yeah, you're
yeah,
challenging the governor's plan.
If you
But
wanna
what
take
is
a
your
look at it, when
plan?
you take a look at the plan, it's sitting right there in the newspaper.
But you can't. You talk a little bit more about than what's in the newspaper.
No.
We don't actually know that you wrote that. Did you write it yourself? The
certainly
point
did.
is, tell us what your views are. We have a hard time getting that from
Okay?
you.
We need to do exactly what we're doing right now,
Mm-hmm.
period.
One of the criticisms that I think Mr. Cayetano put in his newspaper article was, which Wayne Yoshioka has said is not happening, but he says we're savaging the bus now, you know, to pick it apart. Is that happening in your opinion? Will the bus be as healthy or healthier once rail is up and
The
running?
issues with the bus have nothing to do with the rail. The issues with the bus have to do with the problems of how much it costs to run it, and are we running it efficiently enough? And what's going to happen if we run over the amount and have to raise bus fares?
And what does bus look like, the future of bus to you, when rail
But you
is
can-
also
you-
up and
you-
running?
You can speak to that to Roger Morton about what the future of bus is. He spoke extensively about it already. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Frank.
Okay.